team, we are on live now.
Good morning, one and all. Before we begin, allow me to first read out the flow of the program. We will begin with the welcome address, followed by a brief introduction and a video on our eminent speaker. Then we shall invite the esteemed speaker for his presentation. After the presentation, we shall request our guest speaker to answer a few questions raised by the attendees in the Q&A segment, and then we shall conclude the session with a vote of thanks. Let your dreams be bigger than your fears, your actions louder than your words, and your faith stronger than your feelings.
What a fantastic quote to begin the session. And so I agree by complimenting yours with the words of Kelly Rudolph. I quote, "You don't have to own the boat, you just have to go for a sail." I unquote.
Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Avenue 2021, a global virtual career guidance program launched by Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir under the aegis of the Board of Directors of Indian Schools in Oman. On behalf of Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir, I Agna of Class 9.
And I Shubham of Class 11.
From ISWK, take the proud privilege of expressing our profound gratitude to His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq Al Said for the altruistic and noble benevolence showered on the Indian diaspora in the Sultanate of Oman. We, the Indian expatriates, are fortunate indeed to enjoy a world-class quality of life in a country that is modern, peaceful, and full of natural beauty. May the Almighty shower His choicest blessings on His Majesty, and may this nation experience peace and everlasting prosperity.
It gives me immense pleasure to welcome the Chairman, Board of Directors, Indian Schools in Oman, Dr. Shivakumar Manikam. We wholeheartedly welcome dignitaries from the Ministry of Education, officials from the Indian Embassy. A cordial and courteous welcome to all the members of the Board of Directors of Indian Schools in Oman. A hearty welcome to Mr. Alkesh Joshi, the President of ISWK Management Committee, and other members of the School Management Committee of Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir. A heartfelt welcome to principals, vice principals, assistant vice principals, HODs, coordinators, supervisors, and the entire teaching fraternity across the globe. I am extremely delighted to welcome students from all over the world, parents, grandparents, invitees, and all our well-wishers. We cordially welcome distinguished members of the business community, members of the educational cell. Thank you one and all for your benign presence here this morning.
Each morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters the most. Every morning is a new beginning, a new blessing, a new hope. It's a perfect day because it's God's gift. Dear all, let this day be a blessed, hopeful, and perfect day to begin with. It is with sheer joy and great pride that I take the task of introducing our guest speaker today, who is dynamic, enterprising, devoted, creative, and passionate. She is Associate Professor Dr. Hayal KOKSAL, a teacher trainer, researcher, author, and the expert of quality, peace, and project design. She has been in teaching for 45 years, 10 years at secondary schools and the remaining at universities. In addition to it, she has been dealing with non-profit organizations. For instance, She has been the founding president of the Association for Innovative Collaboration and the Director General of Turkey within the World Council for Total Quality and Excellence in Education since 2003, which was founded by the quality experts of 35 countries in City Montessori School, Lucknow, India. Her academic motto is training innovative teachers and qualified new generations within a dignified and peaceful world and establishing quality philosophy in schools. She believes in the necessity of collaboration, liberty, equality, and nonviolence for a happy and productive world. Since her career is her hobby, she has an urge to devote her whole life to studying on the way to training total quality persons. Aligned to the objective of catering to the diverse needs of the student community, the theme for Avenue 2021 is designed weaving in the 9 multiple intelligences among humans, which can be compared to the 9 gems that adorn a priceless necklace. Blue sapphire on day 8 is related to interpersonal intelligence. Those who possess skills to see from others' perspectives, have empathy, and the ability to counsel and cooperate can spot high career aspects as a counselor, salesperson, politician, or an entrepreneur. And the gemstone aligned to Dr. KOKSAL's personality is the blue sapphire. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please join me in the welcoming of our guest speaker, Associate Professor Dr. KOKSAL. First, let's watch a prelude.
Hi, dear students. This is Dr. Hayal Köksal from Istanbul, Turkey. I'll be meeting with you on the 13th of October. I'm very excited to share my experiences with you. Not only my life story, but also my professional development perhaps will be a good guide for you. See you. Bye-bye.
I would like to request the worthy audience to kindly post your queries in the chat box. Without further ado, may I now invite Associate Professor Dr. KOKSAL to kindly address the audience. The platform is all yours, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. A very warm welcome from Oman. And I'd like to thank the board of directors of the Indian school, Wadi Al Kabir, for organizing such an important event for the future of our lovely kids. They are going to be the future leaders of the world. Today, let me share my screen with you. Okay. I'm going to share my experiences with you for your, yes.
Sorry to interrupt. Now, is it possible to make it as a presenter view?
Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Fine, ma'am. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. So my name is Hayal. Hayal means dream. And I always moved from dream to reality. And I believe in the necessity of practice, but it must be supported by the theory. Okay, so as an academician, for years and years, I've been trying to train such teachers, some professional people at various fields like engineers, sports people, and lawyers. I always worked on this practice, but supported by theory. Now, I'm so sorry, we teachers talk a lot. I hope I'll make it short for you. We all know that the 21st century is an era of knowledge, quality, innovation, unfortunately, because of COVID-19, hygiene, and also climate change and awareness gaining for the preservation of nature. We have one word and we should preserve and support it. And the best way seems to be learning by doing and sharing everything with others. The reason of this webinar is this, I believe, and we thank to this important event. As I said before, we should move from theory to practice through technology use, improved communication skills as we do with you now, national and international teamwork and collaboration, plus developing personal quality and leadership skills, caring others, and having a heart full of love, respect, and tolerance and empathy for others. These are the key factors of being a qualified person. Now, as educators, as teachers, as professors, we have great responsibilities. First of all, we should help or guide you to our students on your way of career development. So we should help you. This is a career journey and you don't know how to start perhaps, how to walk on it perhaps. So it's our responsibility and to equip you about the above mentioned issues like leadership, empathy, love, and prepare you as TQPs in the World Council of Total Quality and Excellence in Education. We are trying to train total quality persons, future leaders for the new normal life after the COVID, especially. We call it new normal, you know. And this poster is from my dearest sister, Dr. Vinita Kamran in City Montessori School. She shared it on the 27th, and she shared the evolution of work. In the past, there was hierarchy. In the future, the flattened structure, for instance, she says. Fixed working hours, flexible working hours, hoarded information, shared information. So you can read all of these. So world has changed a lot. For instance, I was born in 1956. Can you imagine how old I am? And everything has changed a lot. What about you? How will you be different from your adults, from your parents, from your teachers? Do schools help you become qualified and good future leaders at such a century? The life is going to be some kind of difficult life and sometimes it's enjoyable life. So there must be a balance between them. As an educator, as a teacher trainer, I'll share my experiences about building bridges for 45 years. Building bridges between what? Between courses, between teachers and students, between schools, I mean school X, school Y, between countries, Turkey, India, Turkey, UK, Turkey, United States, and Turkey, Sri Lanka, and between the continents, America, Asia, Europe, Africa. So this is me, a 6-month baby, Hayal, and then she is growing. Who am I? How can I dare to talk to you about sharing experiences and about everything? How can I do this? Perhaps this is because of my age, because of my experience, because of my love for you, kids. Okay, who am I? How did I find my ideal profession? Indeed, teaching is my ideal profession. I love it, and I've been working in it for 45 years. Can you imagine? And who helped me become me as an educator, as an academician, as an author, as an activist, as a host, and how can I help you as a resource person? Okay. Oh, this is a very crowded slide, but it says in 1976, I graduated from Izmir Teachers Training College, and then I worked in different, not countries, different cities of Turkey, but once at London, Kingston, you see, like Boğaziçi, Bahçeşehir, Cyprus, okay, and many NGOs. Let's go on. Let's go on. Here, you can see my inspirations. The first one, of course, our great leader Atatürk, okay, the founder of Turkish Republic. I'm a daughter of Atatürk. And then, of course, my parents, my mom, my father, and then comes my husband, and then, of course, my kids, my daughter and my grandson, and experienced teachers of Turkish Republic, and of course, Dr. Jagdish Gandhi from City Montessori School, a lovely reformist, a revolutionary, and of course, my great sister, Dr. Vinita Kamran. Okay. And who are the sources of my life philosophy? I mean, I'm a lifelong learner. I'm still learning and I'm still trying to produce. Who are they? As you see, along with my students, my dearest those again, Dr. Kamran and Dr. Bonstingle, and who helped me to improve and nurture that philosophy. Again, you can see the leaders and director generals of World Council. So being productive for humanity is not an easy task. It necessitates some qualifications, sometimes patience, sometimes hard work, but it's up to you. You must carry this spirit in you. Okay, parents, as I said before, are very important. You see my mother and father and my teachers. And of course, I can't see, yes. Teachers are important. I said in my college, as you see, we got education as boarding students. It was difficult to manage life at the age of 16. We are far from our families, but who helped us? Of course, our instructors, our friends, colleagues, and we try to ornament ourselves during the school times, and also within extracurricular activities. We try to load our basket, okay, and practicum years. During those years, meeting with students like you and feeling the love of teaching and learning within a classroom atmosphere. These are very important things indeed. And then, of course, your marriage will be very important in your life in the future. Is he or she going to be a supporting person or putting obstacles before you? So in advance, you should determine who you are going to marry, because she or he will impress your life, change your life. So decide on your destiny. In 1976, I met the correct man in my life. As Vinita always says, he is the big mountain behind me, always supporting, okay? And of course, 10 years at secondary schools, I worked as a teacher of English. I started at Istanbul, Tuzla. You see the lovely ones here, very, yes, I still see them. I still correspond with them. And then moving to the eastern part of Turkey, and at a high school, I worked as a teacher. And then again, after 3 years, I returned to Istanbul, and it's very interesting. I got my same students, and I graduated them from high school. So in middle school, we started together. 3 years in a different place, and then coming back, my precious ones, my first ones. And then we tried to build bridges between the east part of Turkey and west part of Turkey. As you see, Istanbul is here, and then 36-hour driving to Kars Göle, and I worked there with male and female teachers for 3 years. Okay, magnificent years. And then with them, we organized very nice graduation ceremonies. We were together in joy and pain. I wanted to share those old pictures in 1980s. Can you imagine? And then, of course, you should commit to learn and to develop yourself. So I did it in many times, in many opportunities. For instance, in 1984, I completed my BA degree at Marmara University, and then in 1986, I attended a Fulbright seminar in Istanbul again. And after those in-service trainings, I moved from secondary schools to universities as an instructor, as a lecturer. And I started with Istanbul University. I'll utter the names of the universities because you'll understand what kind of differences do I have in Istanbul at foreign languages schools. And I started my MA program related to public relations, and then moving to another city, Gaziantep, because of my husband's work. And for 6 years working there at Gaziantep University, at engineering faculty, at arts and sciences faculty, and having my MA and PhD there, and meeting total quality management. This is the magnificent landmark in my life. Please, please note, total quality in education is essential for everyone. You should learn about it, kids, really. And then Sports Academy. Well, Sports Academy, what's the relationship between me and sports? But I was the pedagogic formation courses coordinator. And again, there I worked for 5.5 years. And first time in my life, I went to another country, UK, Birmingham, for the IFIP Congress, and I was in the Olympic Committee for Women and Curriculum Studies. First of all, I was in an NGO, English Language Education Association. We founded in 1995, and in 1998, I wrote my first book about total quality management. And of course, before this, I met wonderful person, John J. Bonstingle from United States, the founder of leadership, Bonstingle Leadership and Center for Schools of Quality. And at the same time, one university was not enough for me. I started working at Boğaziçi University, an English medium one, and a very famous world famous university indeed. And I gave quality-based courses there. And then I retired from the state university and I moved to a private one, and at law school. This time at law school, as an English department chair, I worked, and I gave some legal English courses and quality courses again. And I collaborated with the Minister of National Education on the way of training teachers about total quality management, especially for 5 years. And also I visited Malcolm Baldrige awarded hotel in Hawaii twice in order to do benchmarking between a hotel and a school. These were very important experiences for me, and I got an award from Mr. Bonstingle, and the lady in the middle is the project leader of Microsoft Turkey, and you see my first books, and I wrote 17 books, and now at the moment I'm writing the 18th one. How can I find this energy? Sometimes they ask. I love working, and I love people, and I want to share what I uh, collected in my mind. Experience sharing is very important. And this is the World Council, a Council for Total Quality and Excellence in Education. All friends met in Istanbul once in 2008. And this is my NGO, Association for Innovative Collaboration. Again, collaboration is important, innovation is important. And I'd like to share the bridges between Turkey and India. As you see, City Montessori School and Image Circles there, Atatürk Hall there, and with South Africa, National Youth Development Trust, and having medals there through some online projects, and innovative teachers program of Microsoft Turkey, and training 200 teachers, innovative teachers and innovative coaches all together. And some awards were won, of course, in Philadelphia, for instance, second best collaboration project, a Turkish teacher won. And then I worked with the disabled people. I have a different kind of love towards them. And we prepared a book, Removing Obstacles Through Empathy. Empathy is very, very important to be a good person. And as you see, I collaborated with disabled adults through project management. And also I have connections with Human Dignity and Humiliation Studies Network. Professor Evelyn Lindner is a magnificent sister again, combating for establishing peace and dignity among the world citizens. And we organized an annual conference there with them. As you see, many friends from India, Kailash Tuli and Vinita Kamran, and from Germany, from different countries, colleagues came to Istanbul. Okay, and then with London, of course, at Kingston University, we worked with Professor Richard Annals, a very lovely Dost, and my adventure at Boğaziçi University for 20 years as a part-time lecturer, because meanwhile I was directing the Center for Schools of Quality, and also I had different NGOs to work out. Okay, why all these efforts? Carrying our studies to the community and adding value to our society, training innovative and qualified youth at every field, supporting personal differences, the disabled and gifted, can you remember? And being good role models and providing free environments for the creativity of the kids and helping them start their journey of excellence. Okay, you should start your journey through these seminars and conferences. Okay, if we remove fear from the hearts, we open the doors of their minds. As you see, these are the quality concepts of City Montessori School. I admire what they are doing. And this is another poster from or collage work from City Montessori School again. I love it. And of course, fun must be the most important key within the classroom. You must enjoy while learning or teaching. These are very important things. And what's the best methodology? In India or there, perhaps you must be calling it SQC, Students Quality Circles, but I changed it to my culture and I added something and I call it Image Collaboration Circles. And also it was awarded by World Bank in 2005. And it's based on continuous improvement philosophy, and it's based on systems approach. And PDCA mindset is very important. Plan, do, check, act. You must be aware of all these things. For instance, time management using quality tools. And where do I use this methodology? My main interest is teaching this to all guys, young or old. I use it at K to 12 schools within the lessons as project management as a tool and finding solutions to the school problems. And at universities, I do the same, and with adults teams and in business and NGOs, again, up to now, I think 5,000 image projects were conducted. Okay, now I'll invite you to an international project, ICT CGAS project. Up to now, 500 projects were studied in India, USA, UK, Nepal, South Africa, in Sri Lanka. It's a guided project. I will be always with you through Zoom talks, and let's see the champions. Okay, the first champion is from Sri Lanka, Judith Pereira, and her students worked on technology-based education. And then City Montessori School since 2006, Dr. Kamran is with us. They worked on COVID-19 and health, very good project. And Bhavan Vidyalaya from India, again, what kind of education? Gulshan Kaur School, the champion of the middle schools, and Bluebells Model School from India again, and Assumption School from Thailand. They did wonderful projects. So this year we are going to start our 19th year, and our supporters, of course, the World Council, City of Montessori, Nepal Quest, Human Dignity, and associations from Turkey. And this year we are focusing on 5 projects. Will the pandemic end? Will there be new ones? What's life going to be afterward? Okay, these are important questions. And I believe as the leaders of the future, you will be in it and you'll choose one of them. Perhaps you'll produce your problem topic and you'll work with us. bilişimcimartılar.com, and also English version is included. So you are invited. I'd like to end my presentation with 2 quotes. The only solution for every problem is this. You must say, I am strong. I am strong enough to overcome all difficulties. And it looks like an eternity, but it's a short trip. Enjoy life and be kind. Thank you for listening to me. Now I'm ready for your questions.
That was an extraordinary and inspiring session by you, ma'am. Your creative
you.
and fun, thank you, ma'am. Your creative and fun-filled session enlightened us and kept each one of us engaged. Now, we would like to request our most honored speaker, respected Dr. Hayal Koksal, to kindly answer a few queries put forth by the audience. For this, may I now invite the moderator of the session, Ma'am Monica, to pose some questions to you. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, Monica. Did you
Very
like
good.
my presentation?
Absolutely, yes. It was so enriching, so enlightening, so refreshing.
Thank you.
As refreshing as your beautiful face, ma'am. Yes. Yes, we have some questions
Yes.
that I'll put forth. The very first question that goes out to you is, why do students need a role model?
If they don't, who will they follow? Okay. They, first of all, at home, they have their parents, but school is very important. Society is very important. There must be wise people leading them. But of course, they shouldn't imitate them. They should be themselves. They should be creative and innovative enough to go one step further at every generation. Okay.
Okay, absolutely a great answer for that question. We have a question from one of the students here, Soham Dubey. He asks, ma'am, what are the major ways through which theory-based education be improved into a more practical-based education system? And should both theoretical and practical syllabus be given equal consideration? Kindly throw some light on it.
Very good question indeed, Soham. Theory-based education is very popular in classical, authentic countries, but everything is changing. We must learn by doing. We must put our hands under the stone. This is very important. In my country's educational history, there is a star system, village institutions. At village institutions, 17,000 village boys and girls were trained as teachers for their own villages. But not only teachers, they were capable of doing different things. It was a very interesting project, but it lasted very short. So in order to train future leaders, theory plus practice should be together, and school administrators, but of course the ministry, first of all, ministry should set up a good system, and it must be a little bit flexible, because a school in a village and a school in a mega city, of course, has different needs and different facilities. There should be balance again, but there must be practical side of every theory. I believe in this. It's difficult, but they must do it. They must manage it.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, learning by doing is the best way to learn. Even I agree to it. A question that pops up in my mind is, why do you have a special interest in India? In your deliberations, it was very clear that, yes, that's a question that I wanted to ask you personally.
I love incredible India. In 2003, first of all, I was invited to City Montessori School, and I was shocked. A different country, lots of beauties, poverty plus richness, but loving eyes. If you look at the eyes, the pupils of Indian people, the black ones, full of love, full of interest. And that's the only reason, perhaps. If you have a few rupees, you give it to others. So how generous you are, how full of love you are. I admire your way of improving. Now, in 2019, for the last time, for the 8th time, I went to India again, and there was a huge development, a huge improvement. Your way is good, so follow your route and don't search for any other issues in educational life. You are doing the best. Congratulations indeed, and I love you. I love you.
Feel blessed with these words. Thank you so much once again. And yes, you talked about your Seagulls projects. How can we be a part of it as learners? Can you throw some light on it also?
Please write to me. You know my email address. You can share it with all participants. And I also gave the web page address of it. Please write to me. I'll send you the forms, the needed forms. I don't ask for any money for registration, especially from the Indian friends. And then I'll guide you. Okay, it will end in June. If we start in November altogether, everything will be perfect.
Okay, that's a nice offer from your end. Nowadays, media has more, impact on the kids, especially. What about your childhood? You also were a learner. We didn't have
Yeah.
so much of technology that time. And you, at that age and up till now, you're a remarkable person, what I see. And what about also the current kids in your country, the way you see it?
Yeah, in their hands, they are looking at tablets, cellular phones, PCs, and not listening to their elders, okay, not listening to their parents or teachers. They are focusing on the program. And what kind of program is it? What's the level of quality? So these are important issues. I used to listen to my radio. I had a school radio and I was listening to music and radio theaters, everything I was learning from radio. But later on, while I was at the university, I first met television and it changed my life. We must believe in this, because if you are audio visual, you are always focusing on a screen. But the program makers must be qualified, programs must be qualified, and students, kids should know the time limitations to watch them. So the responsibility of media is much greater than us, than teachers nowadays. So they need quality indeed.
Absolutely agree to it. And my final question to you is, the
Yes.
students, faculty, or the fraternity throughout the world is dealing with continuous pressure. The pressure of the peers, the family, the friends, the competition is rising high. Will you give some tips to the student community how to handle that pressure, especially during this COVID and always?
Yeah, a very difficult question indeed. Pressure is great. Pressure is great, but we human beings, we have our brains. We can find solutions, and this is personal. Unfortunately, this is a personal solution, because in every house there is a different lifestyle. There are different goals, different people, and you are a totally different person. If you are ornamented with good quality issues, I mean, if you are a good person, if you are trained as a good, smart person, then you can find solutions. And in my home, how am I combating with the pressure of COVID? I'm trying to read books. You see, I have 5,000 books. And I'm
Yes.
listening to music, and I'm trying to dance. Movement is very important for bodies, especially for
Yes.
young and for old, for all of us. So these are difficult days, and I wrote a book for this. There are 100 activities in it, and also there is the roadmap of being a quality person. We can perhaps translate it into Hindu language. Why not? Huh?
Okay.
It's my last book, and there are all the ingredients in it. Okay.
Okay. Looking forward to read your book, ma'am. And
Okay.
all the best for your future endeavors. And you have a lots of uh, things in line to, yes, make us still learners of yours. And now I hand it back to the student compeers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was
Thank you, ma'am.
a great pleasure and honor for me to be with you, to see you again, and to talk to all lovely kids, Agna and Supam. I can't read perhaps
Shubham.
well. I'm so sorry for that. I love you all. Have a lovely Saturday.
Thank you so much. Over to the student compeers.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for all your support and guidance given to the large audience by attending to their concerns so patiently during the course of the discussion.
Thank you.
As,
Thank you.
as we draw to an end of this enriching session, I deem it my great privilege to propose the vote of thanks. Let me first express my profound gratitude to His Majesty, Sultan Haitham bin Tariq Al Said, for the magnanimous benevolence showered on the Indian diaspora in the Sultanate of Oman. May the Almighty shower abundant blessings on His Majesty and His country. We
Okay.
extend heartfelt thanks to eminent speaker, Associate Professor Dr. HAYAL KOKSAL, for all her words of motivation. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. I thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Our deepest sense of appreciation and gratitude to Dr. Shivakumar Manikam, Chairman, Board of Directors, Indian Schools in Oman, and other honorary directors on the Board of Directors, Indian Schools in Oman. Thank you for your encouraging presence and guidance at all times. Our heartfelt thanks to Mr. Alkesh Joshi, the President of Indian School Management Committees, and other members of the Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir Management Committee for their profound encouragement at all times. Heartfelt thanks to our platinum sponsor, StudyGo, gold sponsor, Jain Group of Institutions, Bello Institute of Technology, Sri Ramchandra Institute of Higher Education and Research, and Grey Matter Academics. And bronze sponsors, Middle East College Oman, Thapa Institute of Engineering and Technology, MIT World Peace University Pune, and Dallas Baptist University. Digital marketing partner Spectrum, and media partner The Arabian Stories, and value donors.
I also wish to take this opportunity to express our heartfelt gratitude to our prudent captain of the ship, Mr. D.N. Rao, Principal ISWK, Honorable Principals of the Schools of MENA Region, Indian Schools in Oman, Vice Principals, Assistant Vice Principals, Coordinators, Supervisors, and the entire teaching fraternity for their support and guidance. I wish to thank each and every student and parent for their valuable presence in making this session a grand success. An event of this kind requires the coordination of a committed team. Thank you to the ISWK team for making Avenue 2021 possible.
May you see sunshine where others see shadows, and opportunities where others see obstacles. With these uplifting words, I, Agna,
And I, Shubham,
wish you all a glorious day ahead. But before we sign off, let me remind you of the upcoming sessions. The 3 upcoming sessions from 12 to 12:45 are by Miss Alexandra Waitman from University of South Wales, by Grey Matter Academics, and by Muscat Chapter of Institutes of Chartered Accountants of India. The audience can view further today's details on Avenir website, aveniroma.com. See you soon in the next session. Stay tuned and stay safe.